What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, unified, WBO, WBA, IBF, Ring Magazine, WBC franchise champion, lightweight superstar boxer, Teofimo Lopez, and his father, manager and trainer, Teofimo Lopez Sr. They were on an interview in which they came face to face with undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney. And while they were face to face, Devin Haney was asked by Teofimo Lopez, "What you want?" Teofimo Lopez says to Devin Haney, "What is it that you want?" Devin Haney replies, "You know what I want. I want all those belts." Teofimo Lopez, he starts gathering through the belts. Obviously, he has a lot of belts. He says, "Which one you want?" Then he picks up 3 WBC belts. He has one that says top rank, one that says franchise, and one that's regular now. The newly belt that was sent to him by Mauricio Suleiman, WBC president. He just recently sent Teofimo Lopez a new belt in which Teofimo Lopez said, "Which one you want?" This new one just came in the mail and it don't say franchise on it. It says regular. So then Teofimo Lopez Sr., he states to Devin Haney, "Well, you should be happy, right? We're knocking you out in under 6 rounds and under. Hopefully you don't run like Vasil Lomachenko, two-time Olympic gold medalist, unified 3-division world champion, superstar boxer, Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko. That was the biggest win in Teofimo Lopez's career. That was a huge victory. Most people had him the underdog. I personally picked Teofimo Lopez to win that fight. And he beat IBF lightweight world champion superstar boxer Richard Comey as well for the IBF title." And so he's saying, hopefully, Teofimo Lopez Sr. is saying, hopefully you don't run around the ring like Vasil Lomachenko did, and we're knocking you out in under 6 rounds. He says that your father is sacrificing you. He says he knows that you can't beat my son. And then Devin Haney says to Teofimo Lopez Sr., "And you can't get in the ring with him. Why are you doing all that talking?" Then he says, "Well, you should be happy because we're giving you the opportunity." He stated, "Because we don't believe that the George Kambosos Jr. fight, Australian lightweight title contender superstar boxer, will come to fruition. He's Teofimo Lopez's mandatory challenger." He says, "I believe they're going to ban us from coming over to Australia." Obviously, we knew that Australia has a ban, and Australia suspended all sports, so you can't attend any sporting events, and they're not going to have any sporting events in Australia. So he states that, you got lucky because you need to get ready. We want to fight you in April. Now, obviously, Devin Haney and his father, trainer, and manager, Bill Haney, he stated that April 2nd, April 3rd was a date that they was looking forward to return to the ring. So he says, "We looking to fight you in April as well, because George Kambosos' fight, we want that fight in Australia, right? We don't want to fight him here in the States." Well, let's listen to what he had to say.
Yo, you got the fight, man. Be happy. Because I don't think that Kambosos fight is happening, man. God is with you, bro. They banned us from going over there to Australia. So you're lucky. We might get you next, April. We're going to do it in April, so you better start getting ready right now.
So he tells him, "You better start getting ready because we're trying to fight you in April." Okay. Then obviously we know that it didn't come to fruition. They were looking to, go to Australia. The whole point of fighting George Kambosos Jr. was for them to go to Australia and introduce them to a new demographic of fans. Be able to, capture. They stated that they had an arena, according to Teofimo Lopez Jr. and Sr. and their promoter, legendary promoter, top ranked CEO Bob Arum. They stated that there was an arena in Australia that they were looking to showcase this George Kambosos fight, in Australia, that holds 60,000 fans. So they believed that it was a point where they could have 60,000 fans in the arena for this main event. Okay. Teofimo Lopez undefeated, obviously 16-0, 12 by way of knockout. 23 years of age, stands at 5'8", 68-inch arm reach. Okay, he last fought October 17th when he beat Vasyl Lomachenko. With that said, now the table has turned. Okay, now George Kambosos Jr. Is the choice. Now they did all of this talking as if they were going to choose Devin Haney. Okay, George Kambosos Jr. 19-0, 10 by way of knockout, 27 years of age, stands at 5'9.5", 68-inch arm reach. And he's the mandatory challenger for Teofimo Lopez. So it looks like they have chosen to go the route of George Kambosos Jr. here in the States. Now, why is that an issue? Because Teofimo Lopez stated that the only reason they wanted to push for the fight with George Kambosos Jr. was due to the fact that they wanted to have it in Australia on a big stage with a lot of people in attendance, right? So now George Kambosos Jr., he's here training in the United States in Florida, okay? So now it looks like Bob Arum is looking to have this fight take place in Las Vegas in a bubble. As we know, Top Rank have all of their fights in a bubble in Las Vegas with no fans in attendance. So it kind of beats the purpose of even fighting George Kambosos Jr. because you don't reap the benefits of being able to have the 60,000 fans, or to be able to have all the Australian fans being able to tune in. Because for one, it's like a huge hour gap between our time of fighting and their time of fighting. Okay, so there's a huge gap in the time. Okay, so right now in Las Vegas it's 8:28 at night. Okay, in Australia it's 3:28 p.m. Okay, so it's 3:30 in the afternoon in Australia, and it's 8:30 at night here in the States. So it's nearly a 17, 18 hour difference in time zone. Okay, so by the time they fight, it would be 3:30. Let's say if they got in the ring at let's say 10 o'clock at night, it's going to be around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening in Australia. So you still have people at work and still people in transition that not going to be able to tune in. So they're going to miss out on the fight. Okay. And to have this fight in Vegas with no fans in attendance, I know it's a mandatory challenge, but you could ask him to push it back so you can have a fight, defend your titles in a unification bout, undisputed bout with Devin Haney, and then you revisit the George Kambosos fight. Hopefully things clear up and you could have Teofimo Lopez go over to Australia should he beat Devin Haney and defend his belts on display in front of 60,000 fans, right? Promise George Kambosos that. At the very least, George Kambosos has the fight in the bubble in Vegas for undisputed. Should the winner, whoever, against Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez, right? So he doesn't lose anything. You understand? Because you can have him on the undercard as the co-main event against somebody else in a big showdown, in a build-up, and then you pay him step-aside money. You have him in a co-main event on a big stage. He gets the winner, right? And hopefully by that time, you're buying time. So hopefully things clear up and you could go to Australia by that time. But in this format, it kind of beats the purpose because not too many people, if any, know who George Kambosos is here in the States. So it's not going to be viewed as a big fight here in the States. You even had Mike Tyson, former undisputed heavyweight world champion, iconic superstar, Hall of Fame boxer. He stated that this is the fight. Nobody cares about George Kambosos' fight. He told Teofimo Lopez, nobody cares about the George Kambosos fight. We want to see the Devin Haney fight. We want to see you fight for undisputed, for leave no doubt who's the undisputed champion is against Devin Haney. We don't want to see George Kambosos. This is the fight that you need to make, right? So I know a lot of people saying, well, Teofimo Lopez had two big back-to-back hard fights against Richard Coleman and Vasyl Lomachenko, and prior to that against Nakatani, right? So yes, he has had some back-to-back, but when you're on this stage, that's what you're looking for when you're young as well, 23 years old. You want to face the best, right? You want to exert, your opportunities at 135, because like Teofimo Lopez stated, he don't know how much longer he could even make this way. So you want to capitalize on as many opportunities at 135 to get as much accomplishments you can before you go to another division, right? And you want to get those under your belt. So it just makes all the sense to fight Devin Haney. But now they have opted to go the direction of George Kambosos after they told Devin Haney face-to-face, when they came face-to-face, that they was going to fight him in April. And now they chose to go the opposite route against George Kambosos when they stated it was an easy fight. He was going to knock Devin Haney out within 6 rounds. You hear this all the time when it comes to Devin Haney. You heard Vasyl Lomachenko when Devin Haney was his mandatory. You heard Vasyl Lomachenko say he's too green. It's an easy fight. It's a tune-up fight for him. He needs more time. And then he opted not to fight him when he had the opportunity to fight him, because he stated he wanted to fight the winner of Richard Coleman Teofimo Lopez that was scheduled for December 14th. He fought Luke Campbell, former Olympic gold medalist, British lightweight superstar title contender for the vacant WBC belt that was vacated by 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Mikey Garcia when he moved up to challenge Errol Spence Jr. He vacated the belt, and Lomachenko fought Luke Campbell for the vacant belt. And you could see Bob Arum 2 weeks prior to the fight that took place in August state that if Lomachenko wins, they are going to ask and petition the WBC to be franchised so he didn't have to fight Devin Haney. And Bob Arum tells Eddie Hearn, Matchroom CEO and promoter, co-promoter to Devin Haney and Devin Haney Promotions, he tells Eddie Hearn to his face, it's unfortunate for Devin Haney, he signed with the wrong promoter. And Eddie Hearn states, well, this is unfortunate. Devin Haney's not going to get his opportunity. And Bob Arum says, yeah, he's not going to get his opportunity because he signed with the wrong promoter. And then Lomachenko, after the Luke Campbell fight, he was victorious. He stated he wanted to have, that fight took place in August. He stated he wanted to have another fight to stay busy because obviously they fought, Teofimo Lopez and Richard Coleman fought December 14th on Terrence Crawford undercard. And he stated he wanted to stay active and stay busy until they was ready to fight. If they fought December 14th, they wasn't going to be ready till at least March, April. So that would leave him out the ring for nearly 9 months. He didn't want to wait that long and be out the ring that long. So he stated that he wanted to have another fight in between that fight, which was the perfect situation for him to fight Devin Haney, who was his mandatory challenger, who he said and deemed as being a tune-up fight and not ready and green. So he should have took the fight instead of petitioning WBC to be franchised. Should have took the fight with Devin Haney, beat Devin Haney, you stay active. No, he stayed inactive and waited from August of that year all the way until him and Teofimo Lopez fought in October of this year. So he waited and stayed inactive that entire time instead of taking the fight. So this is always what you hear when it comes to Devin Haney. You hear them say, he is too green. He's going to get knocked out. It's an easy fight. It's an easy victory, but nobody's taking the fight. Okay. Nobody's stepping up to the plate. So, Vasyl Lomachenko fought Luke Campbell August 31st of 2019. He didn't fight Teofimo Lopez until October 17th of 2020. So he waited out the ring that entire time. In between that, he could have fought Devin Haney and stayed active until the Teofimo Lopez fight. But he chose to just sit on the shelf after he stated he wanted to fight. But it made all the sense that the boxing fans and the boxing pundits in the world was going to call for him to fight Devin Haney leading up into that fight. So he just sat on the shelf and didn't take the fight. So a lot of people say, like Teofimo Lopez stated, that Devin Haney's an easy fight, going to knock him out within 6 rounds. Well, guess what? He chose to go the route of George Kambosos Jr. Now, it's not set in stone, but we got to see how this unfolds and plays out. Now, they came face-to-face. Let's see what happens. Looks like Devin Haney could possibly face off against Javier Fortuna, his mandatory, April 3rd. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blueblood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blueblood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.